Hello everybody and welcome back. So far, we have learned how to build Django projects, create views, configure URLs, work with templates, models, and forms. And now it is time to take your Django app to the next level by allowing users to upload files like images, documents, profile pictures, and more. In this lesson, I will show you how to configure media files, how Django stores uploaded files, how to serve them during development, and we will end with a fully worked out example where we will test our configuration. So let's get started. So let us understand how to configure file uploads in Django. Now before we begin configuring uploads, we need to understand what media files are. In Django, static files are things that you put into the project, like CSS, images, and JavaScript. But media files are things the users upload. For example, profile images, PDFs, documents, and so on. Now, media files need two things. Number one, a physical folder where they can be stored. And number two, a URL so Django can serve them during development. So let's configure these step by step. The first step is to tell Django where the uploaded files should go. Inside your project's settings.py file, at the bottom, we define two variables. One is the media URL, which is the URL prefix that Django uses to serve the media files, and then media root, which is a root folder where uploaded files will be stored. Base dir already points to your project's directory. So base dir/media creates a folder named media right inside your project. Alright, so let's move to the next step. The next step is creating the media folder. Now that Django knows where the uploaded files must go, we need to physically create that folder. You can do it from the File Explorer or directly in the terminal using the mkdir media command. This is the folder where every uploaded image, file, or document will be stored. Now the next step is to serve the media files in development. By default, Django does not serve the media files in development. We need to manually allow it by modifying the project's main urls.py file. We import settings and Django's static helper, and then only when debug is true, we tell Django whenever someone requests something inside media, go to the media root and then fetch the file. That is what this line actually means. Now to verify that everything works, we create a simple file inside the media folder, maybe let's call it hello.txt, and then we type some text there, let's say hello from my media folder, and then we run the server and visit media/hello.txt. Now if everything is configured correctly, Django will display the text and that confirms our setup is working perfectly. So let's try this out on the CodeChef platform. So here I am on the CodeChef platform and here we have a worked out example called your first media configuration. So if you look at the File Explorer, you can see that we have a project called My Media Project and we did not create any app inside this. So you can see here that the settings.py file is the one that is open here and the urls.py file of the main project is also open, which is this one. And then you can also see that there is this media folder that I have created, and inside this we have uploaded a text file called hello.txt. So in this hello.txt file, there is a simple one-line text that says hello from my media folder. So you can create this folder directly by right-clicking on this File Explorer and saying create new file, or you can also use the terminal and you can navigate to this folder, and using the mkdir command you can create this directory called media, and inside this we have uploaded this hello.txt file. So you can just create a text file called hello and then you can just upload it over here. So you see, if I right click on this folder, the upload option comes, and using this you can upload the file that you have created. Alright, so let's take a look at the settings.py file now. if I scroll down to the end of the settings.py file, here you can see the last lines, they are the media file configuration. So this tells Django where the uploaded files will live and how they will be accessed. The same thing that I have explained before. Now the next thing is a urls.py file. Now in the urls.py file, you can see the configuration that serves the media files. So you can see here that we have imported the settings and we have also imported the static which is required, and then here we have just a function for the home page, and here in the URL patterns you can see that we have admin and then the path for the root or the home page. Now if you scroll down here, this is the part where the media files are served in development. So this is the line that tells Django how to serve the media files during development. So here it says if settings.debug. Now settings.debug will be true only during development, not in production. So when you are doing this in production, you will not be doing it in this way. You will not be serving files locally. But for the sake of, for example, we are serving files in development. That's why we say if settings.debug, which will be true only during development. So here we tell Django where to look for the files, and also it knows in which path it has to find the files that has been uploaded. Now this is the hello.txt file that has been created. Now let me run this and show you how it works. So in order to run and make it work, you can see here there is some instructions given. You have to first click on the run button, which will start the server. Now if I click on the run button, you can see that the server has started, and here the home page loads which says welcome to my media project. Now append media/hello.txt to the URL and observe the output. So here to this URL I have to append media/hello.txt. So remember that we have stored this hello.txt in the media folder, and also we have mentioned in our settings.py file that media is the part that is used in order to access the files that have been uploaded. So let me just go to the end of this URL, and after this .com part, let me say /media/hello.txt. Now if I press enter, it says hello from my media folder. That means that hello.txt file has been loaded correctly on the browser over here. So we see that Django have successfully served the files from the media directory, and this confirms that our configuration is correct. So this is how you can actually configure uploaded files in Django. And that's how you configure file uploads in Django. Now you know what media files are, how to configure media URL and media root, how to serve uploaded files during development, and how to test your configuration with a real example. Now make sure you try out the practice problem that is available on CodeChef for this lesson to strengthen your understanding on this topic. It'll help you reinforce everything that you learned today. I will see you in the next one.